So, what is going on, guys? Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Power Rangers RPM High Octane Megazord, and this is the basic Megazord from RPM, and unfortunately this is the only one I own from RPM, which is like one of the most well-regarded Power Ranger series, and I have only the one Megazord, which, when it comes to the Disney shows for Megazords, I kind of have a weird collection of them. I don't have any of the main group Megazords other than this one. I actually have SPDs, but that's it. And the SPD one is in rough shape. But in the case of it, I have Jungle Furies. I have the one I reviewed, but I don't think anyone actually watched that one. But there's that one. There's the Rhino Zord I also have from that line. And then I have the Solar Train from Mystic Force, and that's it. I don't have any Operation Overdrive. And then I have this, the RPM. As far as this Megazord goes, pretty decent, other than being really dusty. I've tried to get as much of the dust off as I could, but man, did it just not. Like, they've been on that shelf a while. I mean, as far as the Zords go, we'll take a look at them individually, obviously, but as a set, they are pretty cool, and the whole concept of the Beast vehicles is pretty cool, even though we actually had one of that recently, which was the adaptation of Go Buster, which is it Beast Morphers? Is that what it's called? Like I said, I'm not a big Power Rangers fan anymore. I own a few. I just wanted to review the robots. But hey, we'll take a look at the Bear Zord first. I did actually prep to figure out what Zords there, and I remembered this one was a bear for some reason. I have no clue. And this is the Yellow Bear Zord, which is a tiny one. It's number 3 of the set. Pretty sure every Zord in the RPM line has a number. And technically the black and green Zords also go with this. But like I said, don't have them. I only have these 3. As far as the Bear Zord goes, it's kind of like a little dune buggy. Kind of nice, kind of cool. Does roll excellently, usually. But it's the smallest of the lot, and it's not really the most important for the train. It's important, but it's like the least important in terms of what it does. I bet you can't tell what these guys are going to be. Also, just to get this out of the way, they all have the chips, but I once had the Morpher, and I had all 3 of the chips, but then I lost the yellow one down my cousin's deck in New Brunswick, and I never found it. That was the same day I bought it. So the only one I have at the moment is the RPM Red, because it comes with this set. And as far as the storage, because every single one has a storage for their chip, there you go. Yellow's just stores inside of there like so. Nice and easy. You see where Reds was. What year was that? 2008. That long ago. Yeah, there's this little chip. It's just plastic. It did interact with the Morpher, and it made it make noises, but the Morpher broke long ago, unfortunately. Next up, we have the Bus, which is the Lion Zord, and number 2. And this thing is big. It's really big. It is the biggest one of the 3, but it clearly forms the legs. Very clearly. Number 2, Power Ranger. Wow. First of all, I always thought it was kind of the goofiest of the 3, because it just kind of looks funny with how it just goes plateaus up. I mean, not the worst, but I think you can clearly tell what this turns into. Even if I hold it up, you can just see it droop out. As far as chip storage goes, I don't know what they're actually called. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. There was on the last Power Ranger review I did, or not even the last one, on the Mighty Morphin review, I think I mentioned it. Someone mentioned I put the lags on wrong, and I did. I looked it up, I was like, I did. And I kind of realized in the video, I was like, I'll just leave it anyway, but thank you to that guy for pointing that out to me, I guess. They are now fixed. But as far as the chip thing goes in there, just slots in. And the other one is for the Gestalt Zord. That's where the blue chip goes. Easy enough. I like that they all have that storage method. Then we have Red, who's probably the best of the bunch, and he is this awesome little eagle car. His sticker on his eye there is a bit destroyed. It's actually ripped off, but what are you going to do? Ancient figures these are. Over a decade old. Not much you can do about it. I mean, as far as it goes, he is probably my favorite of the whole lot. He does have the best, even though you can't drive this. It's theoretically impossible. This is the windshield. There's no way anyone could feasibly drive this vehicle. It's impossible. It's an impossible vehicle. And like I mentioned, his chip storage, you've seen already, just goes there. Flip up that little door. And there you go. Chip storage. This guy does have one extra little gimmick, though, where he actually does have a flight mode. Flip down the arms like so, and flip out these little wings here. And there you go, eagle mode. Yeah, that is not the best thing ever, but hey, there is an option. I mean, he is probably the best one easily. It's not even close between these three. As far as that goes, let's just get into the combination, I guess, because it's really all we got left. Before we get into that, open up this hatch here and slide on out the weapon. Let's get into it. So as far as the combination goes, you're going to take blue first, flip them up like so, flip in those front wheels, flip down the lion face, split it apart, and pull out the feet. And there is the legs of the Gestalt. There's the full legs because they're kind of out of frame. You are next going to take the yellow. And yellow just slots on via the back, just like that. And that's it. So for red, what you're going to do with red is split like so, press in, and then slide on like so, flip down the arms, and flip up the head. You can then flip that up like so, and there is the high octane Megazord all combined up, and it is a pretty good design. I do really like the whole totem pole type aesthetic of the chest. It's kind of cool, where it's like, oh, yep, stacks up. It's nice. It's awesome. As far as the sword goes, flip it like that. This end here has the handle. This end here has the blade. And you just slide it into the hand. And there you go. That's not the only accessory. On the back, you may have noticed that this is just kind of there. What you can do is unclip it, take the other arm, kind of position it in a way, and you now have the shield. And as far as this guy goes, it just does look nice. It's also one of the more articulate Megazords, I guess you would say, just in the arms, that is, because it has the curl, and it actually has outward and everything like that. Like, it's one of the more articulate ones. As far as legs go, it's nothing. It's a brick. That's what Megazords are, though. They're always bricks. Like, at least the Bandai are ones, because the Hasbro ones are actually articulate. It's actually crazy to see that they made them articulated, and I actually really kind of want to get the, one of the newer ones, because I know one of my Walmarts has them, and I kind of want one. I just think it'd be cool to own one. But, I mean, as far as this goes, pretty good. Nothing really going on in the back. As far as it would go, if you wanted the combination, it combines on pretty much like this, I believe, for the green and the black. Like, you might flip up these. And that's how they combine on, is you just do that. Point that out. I mean, this Megazord just looks pretty decent overall. I mean, it is a nice set of Zords. It's a good Megazord, and it doesn't feel super cheap. Later ones, because here's the thing with Bandai, towards the end they started getting worse and worse. Then there was the Dino Charge line, and that was like awesome. And I skipped that one. That was the one I skipped. I got the ones prior, and then I skipped the best one, and then was like, oh well. I'm still upset I skipped Dino Charge. But this is still a really good Megazord, and it makes me wish I had more. I wish I had more RPM Zords. I know these things are pretty expensive, but I mean, yeah, this thing's really good. So if you were looking at this one, I would recommend it. It's a good Zord, but get the rest of it if you want. I would say get the green and black swords. I think those would be a worthwhile investment. But anyway, that has been my review of the Power Rangers RPM High Octane Megazord. This has been Eilt Elite signing out.